The recording is on.
Okay, well, you have the first line, so have at it.
Hello and welcome back to The Good Spiral, the mental health podcast where overthinking gets a glow up. Here to kick off another good spiral are the ever so curious Toronto-ish girls, Tanvi Chitness and Scotty Trimble.
Hi, Tanvi, and hello, listeners! Before we spiral too far ahead, here's what's coming up in today's episode. We're starting, as always, with our Sunday Spiral, where we share what's been inspiring, soothing, or slightly obsessing us lately. Then we're diving into this week's theme, friendship as a living, evolving connection that reflects who we're becoming. And if you've been craving more genuine connection in your own life, keep listening, because at the end, we'll share some simple, research-backed ways to find your people and build the kind of community that feels like home.
All right, shall we get into the Sunday Spiral, Scotty?
What do I have to bring to you today? It is The Art of Loving by Olivia Dean.
Wow. You don't have to tell me twice. I love that album.
I know. Man, I Need, all over our feeds. Obsessed.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad that peaked right before the album came out.
Yeah. It was a great choice for a single.
Totally.
Or like her opener.
Oh, oh my gosh, you're all so good.
I know you like Lady.
Baby Steps.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Steps is one of my favorite songs for sure. I love this album and Olivia Dean in general because I think that she and her music is so like empowering in not like an overt way. Like it's
I think it's so confident and self-assured.
I got me. And that's all I need.
Yeah.
And also she has a beautiful voice. I don't know anything about music, but like it sounds great.
Yeah. What I also loved about her album was like it was so raw and relatable to like the times we were in. Like I feel like maybe a lot of people, the reason it got so popular was because people related to it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I think that was the beautiful part of it. The production was also so light and easy.
Yeah, it's like so flowy.
Yeah.
And, let me put my long dress on and dance around and sing and feel like I'm in a rom-com. That's what I love about it, too. I said this to you the other night, I think. Yeah. It makes me feel like I'm in a rom-com.
You did say that.
And I love that because I love rom and I love com.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, I agree. And so yeah, that's your recommendation for our Sunday Spiral. My recommendation is another podcast with a very talented Amy Poehler.
Oh, love her.
It's called The Good Hang, and what I love about it is it's kind of like similar to the vibes we have, where it's a friendship-based sort of hang. Every time she does an episode, she hangs out with the people that she's worked with in the past. Which is so cool, like, and she's done an episode with Andy Samberg, which I really loved. She recently did one with Kristen Wiig.
I love that podcast too. Yeah. I also love that she does the thing at the beginning where she talks well behind someone's back.
Yes.
And I also love that she is talking to older people, like people with something to say, age. Something
with
like
experience,
who've
seen life.
It's a nice, it's a different perspective than just a lot of the other like podcasts that I listen to, which are like young people. Yeah,
I also like the question session of her podcast where she goes to the people who know her guests the best, or like have been known to like hang out around with them. And then they ask them one question, a burning question.
I love that.
It's such a cute way. Also you get to like hear more about the guest from a third person's perspective, which is so cool.
Yeah, I love it too.
Very, very cute.
Great rec.
Thank you. You too.
All right, shall we study spiral?
Absolutely.
All right, lock in, babes. Class is now in session. This is the study spiral,
where we break down the research so you don't have to.
Friendship is an organism that shifts its shape across our lifespans according to our abilities and our availability. That's a quote by Lydia Denworth. And that really captures the heartbeat of what we're exploring today. Friendship, not as a fixed label, but as a living, evolving connection that grows through the seasons of our lives and reflects who we're becoming.
I love that. It's so beautifully written.
Thanks.
Also, in this episode, we're spiraling into 3 pillars that help friendship thrive: emotional safety, reciprocity, and shared growth.
Yes.
We'll look at how these 3 pillars show up from childhood to adulthood and how they shape not only our connections, but our sense of self.
Exactly. We'll also talk about why friendship is literally good for your health. Harvard research shows that people with strong social bonds live longer, recover faster, and report greater emotional resilience. And stay tuned, because at the end of the episode, we'll share some real-world ways to build your community and recognize when you found your people.
Amazing. So, Scotty?
Let's start from the beginning. From the time that we're toddlers, friendship becomes part of how we understand the world. Research shows that early play teaches cooperation and empathy, which are the earliest seeds to emotional safety.
Right. When I think back to my childhood in India, I think a lot of our friendships are built around like the play as well and around the structure. Girls and boys tend to play separately, but emotional closeness wasn't really something we talked about. Not big on emotions over there, but it was shown more through like the routines. It was more of like an act of service sort of an environment that I grew up with.
Got you.
And like walking home together or like sharing food at lunch was like a big part of the friendships that I've nurtured all through my life so far, and that continue to still be a part of my life. There was an unspoken safety as well in those rhythms I feel, and even if there wasn't like verbal ways of putting it through, I think it was felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a great example of how culture shapes how we experience these pillars. Emotional safety might not look like deep conversation for some, but for others, it's consistency. As you said, that quiet, dependable presence.
Yeah, exactly. And as we moved into like adolescence, the expectations changed. Research shows girls' friendship tend to become more emotionally intimate. It's full of disclosure, while boys often like bond through activities and sports and things like that.
Right. The game.
I know. But in India, like many girls' social lives were still centered on family and not friends. The cultural emphasis on collectivism meant our emotional safety often came from family connection, not peer groups. Like we some people grew up together, some people grew up as neighbors, they became family, then they became friends. Like I still have friends like that here.
Yeah.
And you've met a couple of them. So like all of that contributes to a lot of the ways friendship reflected for me.
Yeah, and that makes sense because friendship, like identity, evolves in context. In Western culture, we often glorify independence and self-expression, while collectivist cultures root belonging in shared duty and care. Either way, the underlying need is the same, to feel safe, seen, and supported.
Absolutely.
By adulthood, the friendship landscape shifts again between work, relationships, family, mental health. Maintaining connection becomes more of an intentional effort. That's where the three pillars become even more important.
Yeah, and especially reciprocity, because adult relationships cannot rely on convenience anymore. Like we're past that. When proximity and timing change, especially in situations like mine where I'm so far away from the people I've grown up with.
Even different between like we met at work.
Yeah. Absolutely. That also changed with time.
Yeah, and that was like proximity based. And then when I left, our friendship did shift for a little bit.
Yeah. But I think that evolved for the better, and that balance of like showing up for each other, that was what helped us be there for each other and made us stronger.
Totally.
Yeah.
Reciprocity doesn't have to be like equal in form, but it has to feel balanced in energy and effort. And that's what makes it sustainable.
Yeah, and then the second part of that is shared growth. It's one of my favorite pillars. When I moved to Toronto, my friendships had to evolve with me. The people I'm closest to now are those who have grown with me, aka you, aka Emily. And not just around me, like we've all seen the worst and the best of each other.
Yeah.
Even with us, our friendship went from like coworkers and now we're creative collaborators. Ooh. I love that word. To like chosen family. Like I've spent my Christmas with you, and that was like my first.
It's true, and you're coming for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I am. I'm so excited.
It's true. Yeah, that pillar really shows how friendship mirrors like who we're becoming.
Absolutely.
We challenge each other. We hold space for change, and sometimes that means outgrowing people, and it's not a failure. It's just evolution. And also, like, I feel like I say this all the time, but like any relationship, friendships are going to like ebb and flow, like based on these things, and especially like proximity and convenience and like where you are in your life. Like your friendships are, sometimes you won't talk to someone for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not friends anymore. Like that doesn't have to be definitive to me. I think I find a lot of comfort and confidence in knowing that like things will ebb and flow, and just leaving things be, which has been a long road with a lot of practice.
I also think that like times also make a difference. Like
totally,
us being in our millennial era, our understanding of friendship is different than the people that who raised us, our parents. Their friendship language or meanings are different, and then the people who will come after us will have a different meaning of friendship and like how they will take those relationships forward.
And it's so important. Like as I was just saying to you, like, I had the best weekend of my life this past weekend with you guys, and I'm so grateful for that. And I can tell that like impact on my like health and well-being, which is so cheesy, but there's an incredible long-term Harvard study that found strong relationships are the single biggest predictor of health and happiness, even more than income or status. So it's not just about having people, it's about feeling connected that protects us physically and emotionally.
And that's why I think those 3 pillars matter so much, like emotional safety, it reduces stress, reciprocity builds trust and belonging, and like shared growth gives relationships a certain sort of longevity. Without them, like friendship starts to feel like maintenance, I would say, not like meaningful.
Beautifully said. And as we touched on earlier, I think as we get older, especially into midlife and beyond, those who prioritize friendships and social connection, even just a few deep ones, tend to feel more grounded and resilient.
So
let's bring this home. How do you find your people?
I love this idea from an article I read. After you spend time with someone, ask yourself, do I feel energized or drained? Seen or self-conscious? Inspired or small? That reflection helps you notice when there's emotional safety and reciprocity in that connection.
Yes, and building community isn't about forcing closeness. It's about shared values and repeated kindness. Like the research says, proximity and frequency of interaction matter, but so does vulnerability.
Also, you don't have to start too big. Start small. Compliment someone sincerely. Ask someone follow-up questions. Honestly, just use generic openers like, I really enjoyed talking to you. Do you want to grab coffee sometime? I actually, a couple of my friends, this is so over, like I'm an extrovert. This is such a weird, this is such a weird thing that I've done. I've actually made friends with some of my customers working at the store.
Yes, yeah, I've done that.
And I'm still in touch with them, and like I still kind of like reach out every now and then. I feel like it's such a nice way to build community too.
You can meet a friend anywhere. Yeah,
it's a way to build community.
And we've met so many friends on it. Truly, it just has to be a priority.
Yeah. You'll hear that word a lot of the times here.
And I feel like you and I have had such good experiences with like in the city, there's so many community like groups. Like, I hate to bring up run clubs, but if you like to run, that is a great way to meet people. Or like the Cherry Disco events, like that is such like an awesome, and Maddie and Evie do such an amazing job like curating that space and like making it fun. And
also like workout groups in general.
Yeah, like workout groups.
Or like
we've
a
met
yoga event.
some good friends from like girls social groups in the city. It can be small.
But it doesn't have to be forced. You can choose when you want to do it.
Yeah, and you kind of enter that like stage of like friend wheeling with someone. That's what we called it in high school. It was like when you're like new friends with someone, you're like not sure, like you know,
want to like pick and choose your moments.
Before the wall goes down, where you're using a voice. Yeah, you know what I mean.
You're doing surface level things first, and then you're kind of like going deeper.
To go on dates.
And friend dates. I love that.
Yeah,
that's so cool. And friendship is this like living thing. Then maybe our job isn't to control it. It is to nurture it. You have to water it.
Right.
Just like a plant. You have to take care of it. You have to give it words of affirmation.
It's true.
But you also have to take care of it. You have to give acts of service. You have to snip a little leaf here and there.
If it's
you know exactly. You have to water it and fertilize it as you go.
It's true. When we focus on emotional safety, reciprocity, and shared growth, friendship stops being just comfort. It becomes a mirror for who we're becoming.
Absolutely. And wherever you are in your life stage, whether you're making your first real friends, rebuilding your circle, or deepening the ones that you already have even, just remember it's okay if your friendships look different now. That's what growth looks like.
It's true. And you're going to outgrow friendships so many times in your life.
All the time.
Like if I'm looking back on my own like reflections on my friendships, like I feel like I went through a big like reshaping of my social circle, I guess, probably in like
last
my early
like
early 20s ish, like say the last 5 years, like really was when I started to notice that I didn't really feel aligned with like the people that a lot of people I like grew up with, went to school with, whatever, because we knew each other based on proximity, and it took me a long time, and I didn't always like just exit gracefully. I can like there's learning in that too.
Also, it takes a second for us to realize that maybe this friendship is not something that's nurturing us anymore.
But yeah, it took me a long time to kind of like leave that circle and try to build my own. And that was when I met you at work and met Dylan at school and really started to like pay more attention to ask myself those questions after spending time with people. And
do I feel nurtured? Do I feel inspired?
Putting my energy and my time and my effort and my love where I felt like I was getting it back. So that reciprocity.
Love it.
It always comes back.
Absolutely. And honestly, if you're in Vaughan or Toronto areas, come hang out at Cherry Disco Nights. Our friends Evie and Maddie run this really beautiful event space or event sort of cycle that happens every few weeks, and we get to like hang around.
Sometimes we collage. Sometimes we do. Yeah, it's like it's a queer-owned art and creative events community that just brings people together, and it really is like so fun.
Yeah. Also, I feel I've always said this about friendships: good attracts good.
Real.
The moment you know that you're feeling nurtured and fulfilled and complete with where you're at with your friendships, you know you found good people. They will never make you feel like you're less than. So I think you can always find those people around you. It. Yeah.
And last but not least, don't forget to follow us. Good Spiral, TikTok, Instagram. Stay looped in. Thank you very much for listening.
And until next time,
stay curious, be kind, and do some good.
Bye.
Bye.